Hello everyone, welcome back. Those of you who are returning, thank you for coming back. And for anyone who's new, welcome to my episode series here. Just to let you know that this is all uncut, unedited, raw footage. You're seeing basically everything I'm seeing as I'm seeing it. So this is the 18-volt cordless quarter-inch hex impact driver. And if you've seen my episode series on the basically the hammer drill, which I have right here, which also comes in a case, which this comes in a case. I'll just open it up here for you. I'll put a link up here. Oh yeah, by the way, because my episode series are uncut, unedited, they are very long. So if you ever get bored or something or tired, just go ahead and skip on through to the last episode or skip through this episode, whatever works for you. Anyways, I did an episode series on this driver. I haven't gotten the masonry drill yet on this. Because I wanted to do an update on it, but still haven't done that yet. But I just want to show you because it has a battery and a charger, which the charger's over there on my table, and that's kind of why I got it. It's a hammer, it's a drill, it's a drill and a hammer drill. So I got it's kind of like a 2-for-1 kind of thing. And so that's this. And I also mentioned in that episode that I was planning on getting an impact driver, because this impact driver also includes a battery and a charger. So basically now I got 2 batteries and 2 chargers here. And if you haven't seen my episode series on the hammer drill, I was mentioning I had my cordless Porter and cable. Well, I sold it, so that freed up some money for me to get this and something else. I actually have money left over, so I basically replaced my drill already and also have a hammer drill. I got an extra impact wrench to go with it, with the batteries. So I basically got 2 batteries and a charger. Missing a flashlight, but you know what? I'm not worried about the flashlight because, as you know, I got a whole bunch of these for free, and so I'm not going to be worried about the flashlight. So if you get my drift, so there you go. As long as I get a whole bunch of these, I'm okay. I'll be fine. So I got this for free, and well, it's not like an 18-volt cordless flashlight, but I may not really have any use for it now that I got this flashlight kind of working for me. Anyways, so don't have a flashlight, but I do have a circular saw, but I've chosen not to get a cordless one, but to get a corded one, because you really need in my opinion, you really need a power if you're going to be ripping something or cross-cutting. The cordless is alright, but I burned mine out. Mine was Porter and cable. I burned it out, burned the motor out. So it just goes to show that, and when I took it apart, it was a small, tiny motor. I don't know if I still have it around. But they're small and tiny, and the batteries would drain so quick on it. So I'm not going to opt to get the cordless. I am considering the reciprocal saw, but when I went to the store and I looked at it, it does not come with the batteries. So it doesn't come with a battery or a quick changer. So these 2 items, the impact driver and the hammer drill, are the ones that come with the batteries, and the charger. And I have a feeling I'm going to be using a lot of these. Excuse me. Using a lot of both the impact driver and the drill. They both have kind of unique functions. For example, from what I understand, you can basically drive a screw through all the way through whatever you're screwing, all the way through. Like for example, if you have a 2x4, and you can literally drive a screw through that 2x4 with an impact driver. Whereas on a drill, we'll do a size kind of comparison. You're going to be just basically, if you set the torque too high, which is right here, you can literally strip the screw, so rendering it kind of useless, kind of dead. So that's the difference. But what's nice is you can have the screw come down to a certain point before if you set the torque right, and that's what you can't do with the impact driver. You just have to, kind of just stop drilling. So there's different functions and different things about them, but it's almost like getting two drivers. Well, you are getting two drivers, but they kind of do different things. So really what I have is three drivers, but two products. So it's a hammer drill, three products into two items here. A hammer drill and a just regular drill, and then a driver. But what I liked about it is that, again, they come with the batteries. That's the big thing. So if I do get a reciprocating saw, I wish it did come with the battery, but it doesn't. That's alright. Anyways, let's get started on this thing, okay? Shall we? Let's open this baby up. It comes with a case, so we'll take a quick look at it real quick. That way y'all can kind of see it how I'm seeing it. That's the side right there. And there's the back. And right here it's interesting, they show my point is, I'm trying to get at is, I've read some of the reviews where you could use this as an impact wrench, so to speak. So that's the other thing, is it could be an impact wrench. So that's the other thing, that kind of 2-for-1 deal that I always like. I always try to make my tools multi-purpose, multi-use, so I get my money's worth out of it. So that's kind of impact rate right there. So if I have a feeling the way the instructions are going to be said, this is probably going to be the battery charges only 1 hour and 1 hour only. Probably. I haven't read the instructions yet, but we'll get there. So, alright, let's get started here. I'm going to put you guys into the holster. That way I can be hands-free. And excuse the mess here. Some of the things that I've been doing here, I'll show you, is I found this old wheelbarrow, and it was really rusted, and the handles were broken. Obviously it was kind of repaired before, and they put bolts through it, and here's the excuse me, but basically here's the bolts, as you can see. You can see right there, there's the bolts, and they're really rusted. I tried, some of them were even bent because they were just way too long, and this wheelbarrow was abused, so had to grind and somewhat cut through by chopping up the handles here, cutting them, and then using the bandsaw and all that in the metal cutting bandsaw. So that's kind of my project here. I'm restoring this. The tire is of course new, because this tire right here, if you all can see that, is flat. So I had to replace it. So that's another project there I'm doing. I know it's not a car or anything. Some of you guys like rebuild a car or tanks or whatever you want to do. But I right now I need a wheelbarrow, and I found one. So okay, so let's just cut this open. Excellent. Let's cut the other side open. I just want this. And by the way, did I mention I used it with my gift card? I used this baby with my gift card. And so basically, essentially, this thing was practically free for me. So, yeah, not complaining there. Not complaining one bit. I'm so happy. Yeah. Now what are you looking? There you go. I like to recycle these, you know. It's nice if you have them flattened, that way they don't take up a lot of space. Okay. There we go. It is a little bit smaller than that driver, but you know, that's alright. HD PE. It says Chicago Electric on it and all that. So, alright. Handles, the levers are the same as the other one. So let's open it up, shall we? Okay, there we go. Ah, there we go. Okay. So let me take you guys out so you all can get a perspective on it. Alright. So you're basically seeing it just as I'm seeing it. So there's that charger. So I got 2 extra chargers. Wow, I could have one in my truck or just one in the case, and the other one the other one's right there, if you haven't already seen it, in my garage. So there's the instructions, good old Manuel. I wonder if I should even bother reading. And so there's the plug, and it always comes with a bit, always on that side. Warning label, of course. Let me see what's the warning about. Okay, just about it getting hot and all that. That's all. So we'll take the charger out. It's the same charger. So you got 2 chargers now, or I got 2 chargers, and there's the impact wrench, or impact driver. Okay. So I've never owned an impact driver. I always wonder what the hell the difference is, and what's the big deal, impact and drill, impact driver and impact drill, or impact driver and a drill. And there are some differences. There's advantages and disadvantages apparently. And so you know, now that I got both, I can experiment with them. And as I mentioned before, the impact driver can literally drive whatever you're trying to screw or bolt in all the way through. You know, whatever you're trying to do, it will keep on going until it just can't go anymore. If it can go all the way through your lumber, it will. So that's the difference. It just keeps, the torquing will just keep going and turning this thing in a way that it won't strip out whatever the bolt or the screw or anything like that. And that's what the impact driver is really good for. But then again, it just, you see there's no torque functions on here like the drill. So the disadvantage is if you just want to take the screw to a certain depth, you can with the screwdriver. You can have it flush to the lumber or to a plywood or whatever, or you could just basically have it stop at a certain resistance. So that's the advantage of the drill, of course. The other thing is, I believe the impact driver, well, that's it. That's the hole. There's nothing else you can do with that. But of course, you got different bits that you can work with. You can probably use that with some of your sockets. You should be able to use this with your sockets. Just get an adapter for it. So that's the other thing about this. And because it's set up this way, again, there's no, you don't have to do any chucking. You know, you don't have to chuck anything. So that's the other thing about it. So let me see if it comes with the light. So there's the light. And okay, just like the drill, hammer drill, the battery's ready to go. So the light is in there. And okay. And I'm just gonna test it. I didn't buy any other accessories for it or anything. But I do have a screw and I have some wood. Let's see how well it works. See, there's no function on this. There's no speeds. The variable speed is your trigger right here. But there's no, you know, 1 speed, 2 speed like on the hammer drill or a drill. So there you go. Out of the box, it works. You know, it can't be harder than that. So with that being said, let's test it out. This is kind of like really easy. Nothing to set up, nothing to really do. So here I got something here. And then of course, if you see my garage series, this is what I've done with my garage so far. Oh man, I've gotten this set up, my screwdriver set up. These are really, in my opinion, for the money, really good screwdrivers. And then I got my clamps up here all set up. 2 of them are set up as spreaders, the rest of them are set up as clamps. My 6-inch on one side, and then my other little spring clamps here on a clamp, just trying to save some space. And then I had my magnetic parts holder on a magnetic holder, as you see. And then my magnetic torpedo. And then I built this just made this little thing, and it's removable. See, you can pick it up. It floats. So these are just floating little shelves here, and they're into the studs, so they don't take up any table space. So that was, just in case I knocked something over behind here, it wouldn't fall through, which I'm not worried about this because as you can see, where I put the screws here, that's all the way goes into the back, so nothing's going to fall through. But I don't know, maybe I will put something under here. It's always kind of nice to have good shelving space. But so that's kind of what I've done here so far. A lot of parts magnetic holders, stuff like that. So anyways, so let's go get a screw, and let's get I'm just gonna get these here. These are just looks like 2-inch. So small little 2-inch screw. That's all these are. Okay. And I want to see how far I can drive this thing. See that? Yep. So let's see how far I can drive this. Or here, there you go. There's an give you an idea. So let's see how far I can drive this. I want to know if I can drive this all the way through. So I'm going to take this, I'm going to try. Let's see how far I can drive it through. Apparently, you know, with an impact driver, you can just take this thing and keep going all the way through. So let's test it out, shall we? So, and I'm just going to use the bit that came with it. So nothing special. And apparently, with this, you're not going to be stripping. You shouldn't be able to strip the bits or the screws. So this just slips right in. So I hope you saw that. See, it slips right in. Right there. Doesn't get any easier than that. A little hex, 1/4 inch hex. So again, you can get the accessories of all this with 1/4 inch hex and whatnot. There we go. Oh, looks like it's wobbling a little. Oh, that's just the bit. It's just not. That's just the bit. It's not in there that tight. But anyways, let's just do it. And let me see. I want to make sure that you all see this. So, okay, there you go. There's no pilot hole or anything. I'm just gonna start screwing. There we go. Let me try to hold it in a better way. Okay, so hopefully you all see that a little bit better. Slightly better, maybe not. Wow. Okay. I want to make sure I don't drive into the plywood here. So I'll leave it out to the edge. Make sure you guys are seeing this. Okay. Wow, that was so super duper easy, and yeah, it's just going through without any effort. Let me take you guys out and so you all can see how deep it went. And I never had an impact driver. I never had an experience of using one, but man, that was so super duper easy. That is in there so deep. Let's see, I'm kind of curious to see if I can have it, I can take it out now. And so yeah, if you had, I only stopped because my bit is not long enough to keep going. If I had a longer bit, I bet you I can literally screw that thing in there all the way through. This is awesome. This is amazing. If I was doing this with the drill, I would have stripped this a long time ago. So the impact driver is very useful for these kind of applications. If you want to sink that screw in, sink that bolt in, man, there's nothing gonna stop you through this. I don't know what type of wood this is. I think it's pine, but just the fact that it went in so deep is amazing. And literally, there was very little effort on my end to do this. I didn't have to hold it that tight or brace myself. Literally, this tool did all the work for me. So there you have it. I mean, it just, wow. So I'm going to try to attempt to take it out. Let's see if I can take it out now. So let's see how that works out. Okay, so now I'm going to put it in reverse. I didn't take it all the way in because I wanted to, let's see if it, wow, this thing is just doing all the work for me. Okay, I do have to push a little harder on it because the it's being covered by some wood debris. Look at that. Hope you're all seeing that. So it took it out, and as you can see, it did not strip the screw whatsoever. There's some debris in it. Okay, so there you go. It did not strip the screw whatsoever. I see a little bit. That could have been from me or from the debris because I didn't get to push it all the way in there. There you go. Now you can kind of see it. But considering how deep I drove this thing, yeah, this is definitely a pass all the way. So there you go. I'll try to get a closer view of it. There you go. Okay, so considering how far it went, I drilled it in and then drilled it out. Look at that, just nothing. And that little piece that might be stripped, that could have been me because I didn't really fit it in there really good taking it out because there was, like I said, some debris from the wood coming back out. It was pushing the wood and it was jamming up in there. But there's the hole, and I don't know if you can see through it, but let me see here. Here, you drilled all the way through. You see? Hello, everyone, and welcome back. Those of you who are returning, thank you for coming back, and for anyone who's new, welcome to my episode series here. Just to let you know that this is all uncut, unedited, raw footage. You're seeing basically everything I'm seeing as I'm seeing it. So this is the 18-volt cordless quarter-inch hex impact driver. And if you haven't seen my episode series on the hammer drill, I was mentioning I had my cordless Porter and cable. Well, I sold it, so that freed up some money for me to get this and something else. I actually have money left over, so I basically replaced my drill already, and that's kind of why I got it. It's a hammer, it's a drill, it's a drill and a hammer drill. So it's kind of like a 2-for-1 kind of thing. And so that's this. And I also mentioned in that episode that I was planning on getting an impact driver because this impact driver also includes a battery and a charger. So basically now I got 2 batteries and 2 chargers here. If you're tired, just go ahead and skip on through to the last episode or skip through this episode, whatever works for you. Anyways, I did an episode series on this driver. I I haven't gotten the masonry drill yet on this because I wanted to do an update on it, but still haven't done that yet. But I just want to show you because it has a battery and a charger, which the charger's over there on my table. And if you've seen my episode series on the basically the hammer drill, which I have right here, which also comes in a case, which this comes in a case. I'll just open it up here for you. I'll put a link up here. Oh yeah, by the way, because my episode series are uncut, unedited, they are very long. So if you ever get bored or something,